Hey there, welcome to Get Your Eat On. And in this upcoming episode, I'm going to be talking about my continuous glucose monitoring system. I am not just here to talk about food and how to make food and giving you recipes, but to share my own food experiences and what it's like, monitoring and managing my diet as you begin to age. Now, I am a pre-diabetic, and the last time I was at my doctor's office, we were talking about my A1C. And we were talking about how the numbers are fluctuating and how to manage, what are you doing wrong? Why is my number going up and then sometimes it goes down? How many carbs am I taking in and stuff like that? And so he said, well, you know what? I got this system in my office, and let me see if they have any samples laying around, and I can go ahead and, administer this to your arm, and then it will test your blood every minute without finger pricks. And I'm like, I was like saying, this sounds really good to me, because I really don't like the idea of having to check blood sugars and get a finger prick every day. So he came back with this. It's a Libre 3 Plus. I ended up having it installed on my arm, and I am literally blown away. Before I left the office, he had me register the app, because it comes with an app. And then not long after I had gotten the app, I noticed that I could actually upload what I'm eating on the app. And then the app would then take a look at what you're getting ready to eat and then say, this is a minor, moderate, or major impact on your sugar. And I was like, wow. So I was like, this is really wonderful. I don't have to sit there and write down everything that I'm eating. Just take a picture and upload it, and the app does the rest. And sometimes you have to go in there and modify, because it may not realize that you're eating blueberries, and it may say, oh, you're eating raisins. That happened to me this morning. Okay, but anyway, the bottom line was I had eaten dinner the other day, and it gave me like a moderate impact based on what I was eating. And then I was getting a little stressed out, because I was like having a bad day kind of thing. And I was like, I'm going to go get these Red Hots, and I'm going to eat these Red Hots. And I was like, when you start eating Red Hots, it's like Lay's potato chips. You can't just eat one, right? The little cinnamon imperial candies. And I was just, just pouring them out, taking them in. And I was like, I am going to have a high glucose reading in a second. I was just waiting, right? But I had eaten a full meal before I, ate those Red Hots. When I registered the Red Hots into the glucose monitoring system, it said it was going to be a major impact on my blood sugar. Maybe about an hour later, I think it was, and I was getting a message from my app, and I was going like this. I was like, oh my God, I know my sugar is probably gone through the roof, right? I just knew it was gone through the roof. And when I opened up my app, and it told me that the Red Hots that I had consumed an hour previous was a minor impact. The reason why my Red Hots had a minor impact, it had a contributing factor. And the contributing factor was my Southern style chicken plate that I had consumed before I ate those Red Hots. So it shows that if you eat certain foods, candies or other like carbohydrates that could affect your sugar, what you're consuming around those activities are actually stabilizing the blood sugar. So I didn't eat the Red Hots on an empty stomach. I ate them after I consumed a healthy meal. Now, I'm not telling y'all to go out and, buy a whole bunch of candy and now you can eat all this candy, because all you got to do is eat the right things and then, eat your sweets and your sugars and stuff like that, because everybody's body is different. Everybody don't have the same metabolism. The way your sugar manages everything in your body will be different than somebody else. But I'm just saying that was my experience. But I will tell you one thing. 2 times in 7 days that I've been using this machine, I actually was woken up in the middle of the night. The app will do a critical alert. My critical alert was my sugar had dropped below 70 in the middle of the night. And so I'm going to be talking about that with my doctor to find out what in the world is going on, because when you're sleeping at night and your sugar's going down, whoa, that could be pretty bad. But I'm just kind of telling you, I just got to figure out what's going on. And I'm just kind of curious, because I started doing some research as well. And in my next video, I want to share research that I learned years ago about what happens when you don't eat, what happens to your body. So stay tuned to my next episode where I'm going to be talking about that. All right? Thank you for tuning in to Get Your Eat On, and I'll see you on the next one.